was now, where he is now to where he was last year, it's a complete difference. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, even last year he didn't look obviously the same like he used to be because he's older now, but way more better than he does now. And he wasn't really wrestling the whole year since WrestleMania last year. So I just think that maybe he, I don't know, maybe Kurt Angle envisioned himself being around longer than what it's turned out to be. Even when he was with the Shield, even though it looked awkward, he still could go. Still could go. And for Baron Corbin fans out there saying that Baron Corbin should win, I don't know what a victory would really do for Baron Corbin over Kurt Angle, considering the fact that, like, what would be the point? Baron Corbin has already said that Kurt Angle is pretty much a cripple, no longer a great, 10 years past his prime. So you beat a guy that's 10 years past his prime, a cripple, grandpa shouldn't be wrestling. It's like, okay, so what? So I just don't see really, I don't see the big deal in Baron Corbin winning. Now, I know they've been known to do that. Whenever careers are on the line, people lose. But this is a kind of different situation where he's actually announcing that this will be his last match. It's not made into a stip. He's now forced into making this a stip. He's just saying that this will be his last match. So I see Kurt Angle going out on top there with his one last moment. A match that has been recently added is the Revival versus Hawkins and Ryder. Hawkins and Ryder are local guys here from New York, which, I am in that area. And, Hawkins with this tremendous losing streak. Hawkins and Ryder haven't been really on Raw. So can't really say we noticed them on Raw. They're continuing to lose. But now they want their WrestleMania moment, and particularly Hawkins, who is just on this tremendous losing streak. Zack Ryder had his, I guess, WrestleMania moment when he won the Intercontinental Championship. They have a podcast out now too, the Major Figure Podcast, The Revival. Everyone's darlings. Everyone loves The Revival. At least the internet fans love The Revival. I still don't see the Revival. Maybe slightly the fans are kind of starting to care at least a little bit about getting some type of a reaction. Before they weren't getting anything. You can make that argument that now, maybe that has turned for the Revival. With that being said, it's hard to pick. It's almost like, okay, Hawkins and Zach, people, still do the woo a little bit there, and they've been here for a while, so fans are familiar with them. Just really know the whole story here is saying that, with Hawkins and Ryder, that they could do it. They could do it. Just gotta believe. And I just, if they really care about the Revival, I think the Revival will win. I think they will win because at this point they're just really now just really starting to at least get some type of reaction. You have them lose, people really care two craps about. And, so yeah, give me the Revival winning this match. Usos in a gauntlet match for the SmackDown Championship. They are the champions going up against, I think it's the Bar. Fatal 4-way going up against the Bar, going up against Aleister Black and Ricochet, who, by the way, is just one of these tag teams that just are, thrown together. What a weird combo. You figure that this team would be just not really a team. They're better off as singles. It's a weird combination. And they are pretty much on Raw, SmackDown, and I think they're even going up against the War Machine on, NXT. So kind of just all over the place. So you have them, and then you have Shinsuke and Rusev there. I don't know. Rusev and Shinsuke just kind of feel like a team placed together, which that's what WWE have been doing. Black and, Ricochet are all over the place. Bar has won the championship a few times before already. I don't think there's really a viable contender that would make sense to me. Really not much of a storyline behind this because, it's kind of last minute put on here. We're going to go and we're going to stay with the Usos, keeping the championship. You also have a fatal 4-way women's tag team match where you have Sasha and Bayley versus returning Beth Phoenix and Natty versus Iconics versus Tamina and Nia Jax. Betty's Beth Phoenix and Natty, Beth Phoenix just kind of there, just all right, okay, it's good to see that. Iconics, so annoying. They're so annoying that I could almost see them winning. I could see them winning, and I see it happening. I'm gonna go with the Iconics, and I think what's gonna happen, what's gonna be the end result here. And I don't think the Iconics will hold the belt that long. I think the end result, the main thing that you're gonna look at here, is Tamina turning on Nia Jax. Remember, that's kind of where this started. They had some friction before in Jax and Tamina, and then they joined forces some while ago, and I think this is going to culminate where Jax and Tamina are so close to winning the championship, someone screws up, hits someone inadvertently, starts it all over again, and it allows Iconics to pick up the pinfall, and there you go. Iconics, your champions. Nia and Tamina, friction, boss and hug connection, all upset. They'll win the titles eventually at the next pay-per-view. I don't know. That's what I see happening. The Miz versus Shane McMahon. False count anywhere. Shane McMahon is going with this, best in the world tagline. Shane McMahon is not even a full-time wrestler. You have The Miz there, who's a face now, but I think he's better than a heel. But he has a new TV show that they really probably want to promote. I just don't. I just don't get. I really never. Like, all of a sudden, Shane McMahon is this angry at everyone guy. It just seems weird and odd. It's kind of like forced together. I see the Miz winningness. They have more stock in Miz as opposed to Shane McMahon, who's not even a full-time wrestler. You're gonna see some high spots from Shane, the coast to coast, the typical stuff, false count anywhere. And I think what that will allow is the Miz's father to get his revenge on Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon comes out in the ring. Miz's father is, out there, slaps him. False count anywhere, no DQ. I think that's what we're going towards too, right? And that's what happens. Boom. You have Miz's dad getting his moment, and you have Miz winning. Continues to be a face. Though I like heel Miz better. Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe. They introduced Dominic, and I don't know why they introduced Dominic. What was the point of introducing Dominic? Is Dominic going to play in some part of this storyline between Miz and Rey Mysterio? And they haven't really had the chance to I can't really even tell you what they've been what was like the main thing in this storyline between these two guys. They really haven't, because there's so many matches, they really haven't, I don't think with this match, had the chance to tell the story between Rey and Samoa Joe. They introduced Dominic, but what is Dominic? What's his role in this feud? Does he even have a role in this feud? Does he even have a role at WrestleMania? Maybe Dominic attacks Rey Mysterio, but I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Is Rey even 100%? I got a feeling that maybe a lot more was planned for this match than maybe what will happen. And I just see it being a relatively quick match. Samoa Joe getting the win here for that match over Rey Mysterio. Jeez, man. Talk about long. This video cast is long, too. Hold on 1 second here. What else didn't I cover? I think I covered everything, right? The Miz versus Shane McMahon. Oh, Bobby Lashley versus the Demon Finn Balor. Why they? I fully don't understand why they took the title off of Finn Balor to begin with. Bobby Lashley really doesn't do anything for me. The Demon has been unbeatable. Give me the Demon Finn Balor versus the Demon Finn Balor beating Bobby Lashley, because God knows Finn Balor has been being beaten up week after week. If the Demon can't beat Bobby Lashley, then who can? The almighty Bobby Lashley. You also have the championship match there. Suplex City versus Seth Rollins. And if everyone says that, everyone is ragging on Brock Lesnar, it's Brock Lesnar, everyone's upset. Listen, truth be told, Brock Lesnar only everyone says, oh, Brock Lesnar, he doesn't care about the sport, da-da-da-da-da-da. He doesn't show up. Listen, Brock Lesnar does what he's told to do. You have to admit that when Brock Lesnar is in that ring, he is a force. I think he definitely gives it 100%. 100%. I mean, he puts on a performance, does Brock Lesnar. I just don't think that you could... The criticism that Brock Lesnar gets, it's a little bit unwarranted. It's getting dark here, right? Jeez, we're going off 55 minutes. But Brock Lesnar is, he does what he's paid to do, and he delivers. So Brock Lesnar going up against Seth Rollins here. And Brock Lesnar hasn't, he hasn't been losing, obviously, right? Is he going to be the guy that loses to Seth Rollins? I don't know. I just kind of keep thinking about Saudi Arabia, and you got to give it, and I'll give Seth Rollins credit. He is probably the face that gets the most pop. Burn it down. Everyone's into burn it down. He gets that reaction. But I just think, with the pending trip to Saudi Arabia, they're probably saying to themselves, we want Brock Lesnar as champion. Who's Seth Rollins as champion? That plays a part. But, I also realize that what the WWE has been trying to do is they've been putting Brock Lesnar up against smaller guys. And, they have those matches have been entertaining matches. They have been. So it does, to a point, look believable. So it very well could be believable that a Seth Rollins could beat a Brock Lesnar. But, I just think that Brock Lesnar is going to win. I just think that he's going to win. If Braun Strowman is not able to beat Brock Lesnar, is Seth Rollins able to beat Brock Lesnar? Do they, want to continue kind of what they had going before? Do they want to give the strap back to Roman Reigns? Maybe is that what they're thinking? And and they want to, they want to keep Roman Reigns face. They want to keep Seth Rollins face. They don't want to mess anything up. They don't want to, turn them heel, keep them crowd favorites. So it's like the safest way to go, I think, is where the WWE is just going to have Brock Lesnar retain, and I think that's what's going to happen. Brock Lesnar will retain. Saudi Arabia, and I think maybe they just want to give it back to Roman Reigns to kind of pick up where he left off. That will be a match down the road. We have Elias as the musical act. Who wants to walk with Elias? He's saying that if he does get interrupted, he will not be interrupted. He will take out whatever frustration he has if he does get interrupted. He has been getting interrupted, so you kind of almost sets up for some type of appearance by someone. Who will that person be? Is it John Cena? Maybe. People, that's how bad, by the way, the hate for Baron Corbin has been. People will rather see John Cena as opposed to Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. What does that tell you? But, who shows up? I think you might see a John Cena in the stands, just being a fan, eating his popcorn, saying, hey, well, I'm not here to cause trouble. I bought this seat. I'm eating my popcorn. And out comes, Elias spots him, accuses him of trying to cause trouble. Bingo bango. Gonna have another impromptu match. This might be like the 55th match of the night. You're gonna see Baron Corbin versus John Cena. Yeah, I mean, that's what I see happening. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I think that's pretty much it. Damn it, that is a lot, right? That is a lot. Let's take a look at my notes here. Now, if I missed something, well, I missed it, but that's it. That's it. WrestleMania season is here, guys, as we're approaching an hour of chatting. I know I'm going to be into the Hall of Fame, NXT as well. It's going to be a great night, guys. Great couple of weekends. Great weekend here for wrestling. Hope all is well, guys. Enjoy WrestleMania 35. Until next time.